my advice is keep fighting all the time. And, you know, maybe a good advice is you will have to give a lot at the beginning, you know, so think about what you are ready to leave behind, you know.
Hi, Albert. Thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure to be talking to you today.
Thank you very much.
Yes, I want to congratulate you on the movie, Chemical Hearts. It's really like, I think the images, the scenes, and the mood talks to us as well, not just the story itself, but the whole thing talks to, at least to me, talk it a lot to me as well. Can you tell me a little bit about why this project attract you?
I think this project since the very beginning was very interesting because it was a story about teenagers and about love, which I think is something really interesting to talk about. But the good thing is that Richard Taine find a way to don't tell the story in an obvious way. So he actually find a very different way to shoot it and also to tell the story. You know, usually these type of stories are completely different, but Richard Taine had like a really good perspective about it, very great ideas. So when I read the script, I was like, damn, that's something that has a lot of potential. So we exchanged few phone calls, we shared some ideas. I even did a mood board for him to kind of like show him the approach that I had, you know, the idea that I created once when I read for first time the script. So I think that was the main reason, you know. I think it was a very like obscure, dramatic, and you know, very very powerful in terms of cinematography, you know.
Did you were familiar with the book before, or you got familiar with the story through the script?
I never read the book before. That was you know, my first approach was the book, the script. And then I got so interested about the script, and there is so many things that you have to research in the script that I didn't want to interfere that vision that Richard Taine was giving me through the script. I didn't want to interfere it with the book. So I really wanted to tell Richard Taine's story, you know, and that was the important part for me. You know, I think a book is one thing and a movie is another thing. So, you know, I never felt that I had to read it. You know, maybe comes a time that I will read it, but I never read it, you know.
No, let's live that way, this way. I think it's gonna break the enchanted if you read the book, you know what I mean? Because you start thinking another stuff, because I think the book always has some different, the language is a little different, the way that you understand is a little different when you see on the movie, right? And I think the movie is really cool and really beautiful. What was like the approach with Richard and the conversations that you guys had was to get to this point, to the mood of the movie, to the lighting. It's very unique. You have a unique style, I would say. But how was this conversation with him?
Since the beginning with Richard Taine, we were looking to do something a little bit outdated, you know, and basically because we weren't looking for something that is trendy right now, like, oh, let's put like a bunch of neon colors, or, you know, we wanted to have a very like solid color palette. You know, we wanted to play with as less elements as possible and be strong with the camera movements. So, you know, we got a lot of inspiration from Gus Van Sant or Steven Spielberg. You know, I think for me, the camera movements that Savides, you know, has done with Gus Van Sant was really inspiring for me. So I think we got into that moment that we realized that our movie was somehow, you know, based on the look of other movies from the past. And that was like a challenge for me because I shoot a lot of commercials, and commercials, they live at the moment. They live like, what is trendy right now? Let's do that. You know, so that movie was really inspiring for me because I was doing completely the opposite. And also we shot it on film, which is not like something very common nowadays, you know, so everything is a little bit nostalgic in a way.
Yeah, I think it was a fun project to work with. And you said about the challenges. I'm curious to know, how did you work with the lighting, with the light? Because you guys film on inside the house, outside the house, inside the school, outside the school, in the park. How did you guys treat this process?
Mm. So basically, I thought that could be good, to create two different worlds. One that is more oniric, is more dreamy, is more like a fairy tale. It has more fantasy, and that world will happen when the two of them are together, you know. And it has a very expressionistic look even sometimes. And then for the school, I wanted to do something more like real, less colorful, more more simplistic in a way. I wanted to make it more like everybody's daily lives, just like normal and common, and then when they are together, for example, in the abandoned factory, everything becomes more dreamy, or when they are in the cemetery, or when they are in Grace room, or when they are on all different locations. I wanted to create something a little bit more dreamy. So I think that was the approach. And then what it follows is the lighting. You first get the concept, okay, I want to do it this way, and then you just try to follow up with the lighting. You just apply those concepts with lighting and camera movements.
Yeah, no, it's great. Sometimes the movie becomes better because of the cinematographer or the
Amazing.
cinematography. Yeah, it's amazing. Like, it's how a little light or a less light, or the way that you put
Yeah,
the things on set, the objects, the actors, that change a lot the whole story, the whole thing. I think it's amazing, the work that you guys do. It's, for
amazing.
me,
Thank you.
yeah, it is. And you already not direct. You did the same cinematography for music videos, for commercials,
Yeah.
as you mentioned, and now a feature. Do you have like a preference? It's easier to do a feature. It's easier to do a music video. What is the easiest one?
I mean, I think it's a completely different language and it's a completely different environment. I think they, like a commercial, what you serve is the market. They just want to sell. So they want the coolest thing that you can do, that's what they want. And they can, put a lot of money, and it's great. You can experiment a lot. You can get lenses, really expensive lenses. You can get like really, unique and expensive things. With the movies, it's all about time, and there is a different piece, every shot lasts a little bit longer, our main focus is on the actors and what they are feeling or what they are delivering into camera, so it's a more it's more like human, and less artificial, or maybe commercials are a little bit more artificial. So I think both of them, they are difficult, and that is not that I prefer one or the other. But I think both of them, they are really interesting. And of course, like you know, filmmaking and cinematography comes from movies. So, I'm really looking forward to keep shooting feature films, So I think that's the goal.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I think, in my opinion, I think they have different approaches when you do a
Mm,
music video, a commercial,
mm,
and the movie, and then also the movie you have a certain time to do it. Commercial, I think, is shorter time
mm,
to make it happen. All
mm.
this crazy stuff. We are in quarantine right now.
Yeah,
Everybody's in lockdown.
yeah.
Are you working anything new, or did you come up with a different lightning for
No,
a
I
Zoom
haven't.
meeting or
No,
something?
I haven't stopped working since, because I live in New York. I'm based in New York. I'm originally from Barcelona, so I already spent like 3 months of lockdown in Barcelona. Where I took a lot of time for reading, working out. Like it was amazing, and this confinement did very well for me. I took a break and I reconnect to myself. So after the confinement, I've been like super busy. I'm in Spain right now. There are shoots going on. Right now, I'm in London. I'm preparing a job, so I haven't stopped working since they lift up the confinement. So I'm super happy to be back to work.
Wow, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. I think a lot of people use the lockdown to connect
Yeah.
to to the inner self, like for the inside out. I think it's great. And can you tell what else you're gonna have? You have anything else coming up this year, or everything is like for the next years?
I think at the moment, I mean, commercials is easier to, I mean, right now, feature films, I think they are in a hiatus. They are like, they pause everything, and maybe little by little, you know, shoots are gonna resume. But at the moment, in terms of feature film, not anything that I could say in here, but there is like few things going on. But mostly is commercials. Commercials, I think, is coming back to normal, you know, and it's getting really busy, to be honest.
Yeah, that's great. And do you have a director that you would like to work with? A film director?
That I would like to work with, or that I have worked with.
No, that you would like to work with.
Ah, yeah, I have many. Maybe if I have to choose one, I would choose one that he has already retired. But I would say like Belatar is one of maybe my favorite directors right now. Quite a known Hungarian guy. You know, he's like, for me, he's a great director, and I would love to work with him.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great. And like this is a very important like part of a film. And I know that is we have a lot of like kids that would like to pursue a career in this industry. Do you
Mm.
have an advice to give to them to pursue a career, like something?
Uh, my only advice is like, it is just to fight, and you know, and just fight. I mean, it's really difficult to get into this industry. It's extremely difficult, especially if you are in certain countries that is like a very small circuit and very small industry, so the chances that you can get inside there are really difficult. My advice is keep fighting all the time. And you know, maybe a good advice is, you will have to give a lot at the beginning, you know, so think about what you are ready to leave behind, you know, like maybe you will have to stay at home on the weekend, you know, because you have to prepare a project that there is no budget, they're not going to pay you, but you want to, you know, you want to have it ready, so maybe you're going to lose the whole weekend just by preparing that project. And maybe, you know, you're going to have to share an apartment with 3 other people because you want to, you know, you want to keep working, and you don't want to get just a random job, you know, and get like an apartment for yourself. So I think it's all about sacrificing, you know, uh, and just thinking about what you can leave behind, and to be able to achieve what you are looking for. You know, I think if you are able to just put everything that you have, fight hard, you know, even a person that is in a very small country with almost no industry, he will success.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Wow, Albert, thank you so much for your time. And it's a really pleasure to talk to you. I cannot wait for your next projects
Oh,
coming
thank you.
out. Like, and I hope you get another future, because you're like, I like your style. I think it's like, it's a little, there is a little smoke. Like you said, there is this 90s cool, like
Yeah,
look and feel. And I like it. Thank you so much.
you are welcome. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Bye. If you like this video, don't forget to comment, to like, and subscribe to our channel right here.